Follow us on Rumble, YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. One word, and we appreciate it. We're going to react to this federal investigation launched over threats to Elon Musk, the DOGE team.
Democratic lawmakers joined protesters on Capitol Hill this week to melt down over the Trump administration's efforts to cut wasteful government spending at USAID. And they specifically took aim at DOGE director Elon Musk. Watch.
God damn it, shut down the city!
What the fuck?
Damn.
This bitch come out with GD.
Go eat a donut.
Elon Musk took control of our country's financial nuclear codes.
What we not gonna do is stand around with
there's old fucking.
We are gonna be in your face. We are gonna.
She got some slanted eyes to be black.
We will see you in the courts, in
A whopper.
Congress, in the streets. Elon Musk is a
Old milk dud.
Yep, that's the dud. Look at this thing, the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
God. God.
Fight back. You've got to be on the streets tomorrow.
Got to fight back. Got to be
Billionaire
on the
tech
streets
executive
tomorrow.
and
That's
his
it.
DOGE team are
Inciting the
even
riot.
Yes,
Inciting the
yeah.
riot.
Boston University employee posted photos of five.
Well, they can do that, though.
DOGE
They can get by with that
staffers
kind of shit,
on X,
you
saying
know.
they were quote wanted, dead or alive, for carrying out a
Damn.
coup. A U.S. attorney telling the Boston Globe the post is being investigated. The Musk fired back on X. Here's what he wrote: noted, before adding, he has committed a crime. And, you know, Griff, I want to add something else here. Let's go back to the purpose of DOGE before we talk about these physical threats against these staffers who are trying to do the work that has been assigned to them.
Oh, dress
Scott
them right
Duffy,
up.
the transportation
They
secretary,
Republicans.
he and Elon Musk have already spoken and said, let's upgrade the air traffic controller, the systems within the towers across this country in the wake of the crash that hit over the Potomac. 67 people died. They've got a problem with that. Do you want to upgrade the technology at the nation's airports?
Which is highly outdated, and we learned that as a reporter that covered the crash in Washington. And that's just one example. I think the larger picture, Cheryl, that's so fascinating, there's a rich hypocrisy here that the Democrats are becoming profanity-laden, unhinged over an
Unhinged,
unelected
huh?
advisor.
It's a
who I
little
believe
farther than
volunteers
unhinged.
For President
Yeah.
Trump, that is taking a look at waste and inefficiency across the entire federal government, which we've known for decades is bloated and engages in wasteful spending.
Look at the
These
swastika
are
in his
Democrats
name right
Yeah.
there.
that are outraged that an unelected volunteer to the president's taking a look at it after unelected bureaucrats in agencies like USAID and across the federal government have squandered billions.
And you know what'd be
of
funny? It'd be
taxpayer
funny if
dollars.
people just
The
went out there and started
question
whooping their ass,
are there
running the
actual
hell out of there.
Democrat voters out there that
Back in the day,
support
man, that's what they used to
gross,
do.
incompetent,
They didn't put up
wasteful
with shit
spending?
like you.
No.
You didn't go out in people's streets and do stupid shit like that.
No.
The citizens handled your ass.
Other examples. There's no doubt that USAID has
Now ain't nobody got no damn balls no
spent
more,
some
man.
money on something that was important, but
Well, they're
from
all
the time
transgender
Trump left,
now.
when they
Yeah, that's
set
true.
up
They had to cut off.
year for Biden, it was $40 billion. So why wouldn't the
I
Democrats
think
want
if
to at
you're
least take a
in the
look at
middle of the
blocking
street
it?
protesting and the car's coming, they ought to be able to run over your ass.
Yeah, damn right. Damn right. They block you. Yeah. You pay.
protest, you ought to be on the sidewalk.
Hey, you pay taxes to travel that road, buddy. They're impeding your travel.
Because
Yeah.
of the misappropriations of funding. It got shot down. It never happened. But what they wanted to do at the time, that particular Secretary of State, he wanted to bring it back to the
Damn,
State
women look good in that
Department.
red.
That is
Where it
now what we're
originally
talking.
was.
Yes, now that's what we're talking about doing once again. But this is why the bureaucracy, that behemoth in Washington, is able to stop and squash anytime you try to have fiscal responsibility.
I mean, the lady doth protest way too much. I mean, when you are screaming about holding on, you know, bloody murder, screaming on about hanging on to every last bit
That's
of
crazy.
the bureaucracy that exists, that got us to a place where we are $36 trillion in debt. Does anybody think, Republican, Democrat, that this is
36
what
trillion.
the founders had in mind for this country? I mean, does anyone think so? It is so outrageous to me. They are so freaked out by the simple question of, you know, people who are on read-only mode just looking at the books.
Yeah.
Like any American corporation, you know, if you're a public corporation, your books are open. Your shareholders are investors in your company, right?
Yeah.
The analogy is that we as taxpayers are investors in this. We have put our own stock into the United States of America. We deserve to see how everything is functioning. That's what Musk is doing, because you know what? They tried this so many times in Congress, they cannot do it to themselves.
Yep.
They can't. They failed every time, even good intentions. Tom Coburn pointed out all this same kind of garbage and waste. He got nowhere, sadly, despite his best efforts.
And we're just learning this is actually just crossing, that the U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C. Is going to begin an inquiry into people, quote, stealing government property and or threatening U.S. DOGE staff after referrals from Elon Musk and Steve Davis. This is Ed Martin. So action's already being taken to protect these people whose photos have now been outed on social media.
Right.
Oh,
that's
so
an
now
appropriate
they're trying to
stewardship
cancel them,
of our
man.
tax
Looky
dollars.
there.
So here's what's
More
different
the
this time
Democrat
around.
counseling.
And this is why it's going to work. Because the collective dismantling of the bureaucratic bloat can only work when you do it all at once. And to your point, Adam Andrzejewski and the Open the Books company, for so long, like there are voices in the dark that have been crying out this entire time, showing transparent windows into the book so that we can see the ridiculous of our tax dollars. But only now, when everything in one fell swoop is happening, that's why it's working. And I can't understand why all of those Democratic leaders, to your point, are talking about the use of our money. It is our money that pays their salaries and that pads the coffers of this government. So why shouldn't we have insight into it? By the way, those need to be the campaign ads for every single person running against those incumbents in a year and a half. We need to get them out.
Exactly.
But they dug their own grave there.
Yeah, and to Martha's point earlier, Maxine Waters has been at a lot of microphones in the last couple of days. But you know what? Also, Nicole, going back and zeroing in on USAID, look, they're not saying get rid of the entire thing. They're saying get rid of the bloat. USAID does do things like, fund HIV research and prevention in Africa. They're saying we're not going to take that away. We're going to give the core mission. We're going to keep the core mission and get rid of everything.
Honestly, I have a lot of
why
colleagues
do we-
who are
why do
really
we
upset
care
right
what's
now.
going
They're
on
very
over there?
concerned that the funding for their research that they're doing is going to be cut off. I mean,
that
do a
comes
lot
from
of
fucking
valuable
monkeys and
research in
shit.
the cancer
Yeah.
community, and I keep telling to people, you just have to give it a pause right now.
Jesus.
I think DOGE is probably one of the
Cut
greatest
it
things
all
to
off.
happen in U.S. history. But change is hard. I can empathize with these Democrats right now. It's really hard. And in hospital systems,
I don't
we
empathize
have
with
to
them
do
at
these
all.
huge electronic
No.
medical record
Fuck 'em.
transfers. And that makes me want to retire and quit my job because it is so hard and it is so much work, but it doesn't mean it's not for the greater good of things. And so while I think a part of them just wants to keep it, they want to keep control of the money, but I also think it's really hard to accept change. And Elon Musk with DOGE, I truly believe are doing great things, and they are going to weed out the waste and make sure that what deserves funding should get funding. But I will say, and I say this with caution, Elon Musk is tweeting or Xing. He's talking about how some of his DOGE employees have been doxxed. They need to make sure that they are doing appropriate vetting, because let me tell you that at least one of those that have been doxxed, has been flagrantly racist on social media, and I do believe that we need to make sure that they may be the smartest, they may be
Here we
good
go
with
with
the
the racist
calculator, but they
bullshit.
need to be good people
Yeah.
too if they're working on this.
Let's do away with that dumb shit, man. I wish they just quit even saying the word. If you don't like somebody, you just don't like them. Don't mean you're racist.
No.
That kind of shows you that Fox is kind of bought and paid for as well.
Yeah, that's the damn truth. Exactly. They're just gonna keep going just because they know that they're caught. And, somebody's fixing to go down for all this shit. A bunch of somebody's.
Oh, yeah.
Another one in the books.
I bet nothing happens.
You don't think nothing's gonna happen to nobody?
Nope.
Yeah, so you don't think nobody's gonna catch no kind of,
No, it's a shit show for about 3 or 4 years, and then nothing's gonna happen.
and then nothing's gonna happen. It's possible. It's possible. I think it'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like back and forth. But they're going to take the money away for sure.
Oh, yeah,
they're
they're
going
gonna
to
find money.
have to
They're
do
taking money
that
away,
because the people's not going to put. We're not going to put up with that shit. You know what I mean? Now that we know.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody should be mad as fuck at the government, especially for ripping us off for all these damn years, man.
But they are mad at the government, but they're mad at the wrong government.
But yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. They mad at the wrong government. They mad because he's done found it out.
Yeah,
now,
he come in, done what somebody else should have
Shoulda
done
done,
years
right.
ago. He's come in.
Well, they
found
said
it,
that one
busted
man
their
tried
ass.
it, but I'm sure he just ended up. He probably got piled up on by everybody, and he just probably let it go.
Yeah.
Or they paid him off. You know what I mean? Probably say, "Hey, I'm gonna pay you some money. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth." You know.
Yeah, here.
And it's
Take this, shut up.
yeah, the Democrat way. Let's just pay you, and you'll be all right.
Yep.
Hey, Steve, how is that way?
Yeah. How come your people keep doing this shit?
Boy.
It ain't that way for me. I get up and go to work every Monday.
That's the damn truth.
He does.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out anywhere between 5:30 and 6:30.
Well, good thing we ain't got none of them kind of jobs, ain't it?
What?
Or they could just cancel our job.
Yeah.
If you was doing it like, you know what I'm saying, a DEI bullshit job, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the difference in blue collar workers and bullshit workers. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Get a real job, motherfuckers. do a trade.
See, that's what's wrong with them, man. They're scared they're gonna have to get a skilled labor job.
That's it. They couldn't do one. They can't do one.
No.
They don't. No. Them little beta males can't do that shit.
No.
They be afraid to chip a nail or some shit.
And the U.S. aid, that's only 1% of the budget.
That's crazy, man. God,
It's all that waste of money is only 1%.
1%.
He's
That is
99% of 1% is wasted. So that means the other 99%'s got to be
oh my God, dude.
wasted as well.
It is.
Of
It's
the rest of
probably
the budget.
astronomical.
We're probably only really
DOGE
using
is going into
5%.
Pentagon too.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I heard them some bitches spent like $200 million on sushi.
Yeah. 200 million on sushi.
What the hell?
Yeah, 200 million on sushi.
I heard somebody do the math. It's $76.25 a person a day
God, is that something? That's a lot of sushi.
on
Yeah.
raw fish.
That is a lot.
On a tiny amount of raw fish, by the way.
Yeah.
A sliver of raw fish and a handful of rice and some sauce.
I guess they trying to stay healthy.
Yeah, they
on
eating
our
good.
on our budget.
Yeah, they're eating good.
And then we eating at McDonald's and shit.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. McDonald's, Burger King.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. Thanks.
Something wrong with that picture.
Thanks, government. You treated us well.
We're the peasants.
Yeah. Peasants, get your ass out there and go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way they treat us.
Yeah.
Eat seed oil.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. We all quit, then we fucked. But, you know, it is what it is. Blue collar garbage. Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it.